I walked into the ballroom alone, roses and candle wax in the air, chandelier light spilling over the Monroe table. My sister Alyssa laughing with her husband, my mom glancing at her phone. The usher led me past the glow, past the family table, to table 14, the single guest overflow by the emergency exit. An empty chair next to a wilted centerpiece. "That's yours," he said. I sat, smoothed my charcoal dress, a dress I'd chosen to feel strong in, and wondered why it felt like armor in a war no one else was fighting. This is how it's always been. Alyssa, the golden girl, me, the quiet one. I gave up rooms, proms, weekends, paychecks. I clapped at her graduations, helped her pick centerpieces, drove her dogs to the vet. But when it was my turn, no one asked, no one noticed. I learned early that being good just gives people permission to overlook you more confidently. The DJ called for all the single ladies. Laughter rippled through the room. I stayed seated, eyes on the candles. And I wondered, again, if anyone here would notice if I'd never walked in at all. Then the ballroom doors opened. A man stepped in, tall, composed, navy suit, sharp under the lights. He scanned the room once and walked straight to me. "Sorry, I'm late, love," he said, kissing my cheek. Traffic was brutal. The usher's fork froze mid-air. "I believe I'm with her," the man said evenly, and suddenly we were being led to the main table, my family's table. Alyssa's smile faltered. My mom's mouth opened, then shut. The man, Ethan, he whispered as we walked, kept a hand at the small of my back, not claiming, just steadying. "You looked like you needed a reset," he murmured. "I'll explain later. Just go with it if you want." For the first time all evening, I didn't feel like disappearing. After the toasts, I finally asked, "Who are you?" He smiled. "You don't remember me, do you?" He pulled out a place card with my name on it. Chicago, 5 years ago. Marketing seminar. Green blouse. You said, "If you're not building something real, you're just adding noise." I heard you. It changed my life. I left my job. Started again. He glanced toward Alyssa, still cutting her eyes at us. "I saw you tonight, sitting alone. You looked like you were about to vanish. So I walked in." Later, on the terrace under string lights, Alyssa appeared. "Who is he?" she demanded. "He's someone who saw me," I said. Alyssa scoffed. "You don't know what she's like," Ethan answered quietly. "I am here because she deserved not to be alone in a room full of people pretending she didn't exist." Then Mum came out. "You didn't need to make a scene. This is Alyssa's day." The old pressure closed in, the one that always told me to shrink so she could shine. I looked at Ethan. "Thank you for walking in." He frowned. "You're leaving." "I've been leaving," I said. Just took me a while to stand up. Back in my hotel room, packing my bag, there was a knock. Alyssa stood there, shoes in hand, mascara smudged. "I don't want to fight," she said softly. 3 months ago, she'd found messages on her husband's phone. She'd smiled through it, just like always. "I erased you," she whispered. "Not because I hated you, because you reminded me there was another way to live." She handed me the wedding menu with a note scribbled at the bottom. "You were never invisible. I just made sure you stayed in the dark." No tears, no hugs, just one quiet moment between sisters raised on the same story, realizing neither of us had written the plot. 2 weeks later, an invitation, post-wedding brunch. No apology, just brunch. I went. The house was the same. The long dining table, the glass figurines, but one chair sat empty, not at the kids' table, not in the corner near the middle. I pulled it out myself and sat down. No one made a speech. No one objected. The room simply adjusted, like it remembered there had been a space unbalanced. Across the table, Ethan caught my eye. He didn't wink, didn't nod. Just looked at me the way he did that first night, like I wasn't missing, like I belonged. And maybe I always had. Not because they finally made space, but because I stopped waiting for someone else to pull out the chair.